I'll show you guys later.
Awesome. We're live. We're broadcasting. Welcome to Juju Events. I believe Matt is going to put on his the event mask or whatever. Okay, so let's talk about where we're going, where we've been, what we're doing. You guys want to start with virtual schools first?
Let's do virtual schools first.
Okay, virtual schools first. So first of all, we had a successful, well, I assume it's successful because I was not there. I was on holiday that day. So how did Juju troubleshooting 1 go as a charm school?
Well, everything worked flawlessly, so there wasn't much to troubleshoot.
Oh. You obviously weren't using the local provider this morning.
We were. That's the thing. We were using local provider, and it was like flawless out of the box. I could not break it for the life of me. So the demo god's smiling down on us again as we try to demo troubleshooting Juju.
Yeah.
It was good otherwise, though. We talked a lot about troubleshooting local provider and some other general troubleshooting. We'll do even more troubleshooting.
Are there notes for that somewhere? I think I have that template lock problem.
Oh, yeah. There's. You should watch the video. We cover that.
Yeah. Can someone... I mean, do we have that... Like, for example, are those tips like put into the
Local provider on the docs? No.
question on AU, or is it in the plugin cleanup? All that stuff?
No, we'll do that, though. We should distill all the stuff we went over into a doc, either on Escabuntu or on the actual docs themselves.
We've got a troubleshooting doc, and I'll put a link to it in the channel here. Just give me a sec. It had most of the stuff that we did go through, but there was at least one thing that we didn't. So I'll put it in the sidebar or in the channel.
Wait, like a separate doc? Was it not?
No, it's right on the docs. It talked about bootstrap failing, connection failing, and then no machines starting, and how to clear that out. So it already talks about the 3 ones that I've seen lately. Of course, I've seen more, but Core keeps fixing all of them. So I'm not seeing the ones that I've seen in the past.
But this doc was before we had cloning, and cloning introduced some interesting problems when templates don't spin up properly. So we'll add those to this doc as well. That'll help resolve a lot of that.
Is this last one do the lock file? Sorry, let me just look.
No, the last one's for when you spin up something, but then Juju fails to provision the machine because the cloud image is out of date. That won't do template stuff, though. That's something different.
Oh.
I'll speak with you offline about that, and if what it is what I think it is, then we'll put it in the docs. Tell people.
Yeah, because I'd like to actually demo the local provider this afternoon.
No.
You just paste me like the file where the lock file is in IRC while I keep talking.
Yeah, it's not that easy, but we'll talk about it real quickly afterwards.
Oh, I thought I just had to delete a lock file. That's what's.
No, that would be too simple.
Ooh. Okay. All right. Moving on. So that was troubleshooting 1. That video is available. We'll put the link to that in IRC. Let me see if we've added that to the videos page.
No. Would be the answer to that.
No, but we can do that. Paste me a link to that because it wasn't done on my channel, so we have no idea where it is.
It was on air. I'll get it for you in a second.
Okay. Oh, it's on air? Okay, no problem. Go to on air. Yeah, we realize that a lot of our viewers are people... There it is. Are people who are not able to join live, so we try to get them all recorded. And you just beat me. Yay. Okay. So that takes care of that. And then this Friday you do troubleshooting 2. Can you kind of tell me what you plan on covering there?
Loads of stuff will be covered during troubleshooting 2. We'll dive into more like troubleshooting provider-specific things, troubleshooting charm during charm development, during charm deployments, various things of such, and then going into a bit of deciphering logs and different error codes and what they all mean.
Okay. And I'll go ahead and get the first video posted there on the website, and that should be up in over the next day or so, depending on when the web team gets to it. Okay. Then after that, we have troubleshooting the local provider. Now, did we cover all of the local provider stuff in Juju troubleshooting? or does it need
Yeah, troubleshooting 1 was basically mostly all local provider troubleshooting.
Okay. All right. See view on 2, because I'm gonna not be here again. I keep scheduling charm schools on days I'm not working. I think that's a brilliant plan on my part. So make sure you cover things like, you know, I'm on Amazon and I don't know, Bootstrap no goes away or something.
Yeah.
Try not to stick to the local provider too long, because there are other useful things people can do. Debugs, the debug, Juju, instead of just for the local provider. So what do people want to see as far as virtual charm schools? I'm looking at the videos now. Is there anything that we haven't talked in a while that needs a new...
I think the evolution of charm helpers would be a good one to throw down on at this point. The last charm helpers video that we had is almost a year old now, if not more.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and bash out a schedule here on the pad. One second. Is Ubuntu Etherpad not working?
Well, it was earlier today. We pulled the summit.
Can you pull up Summit and see if you can pull up the notes? I get nada.
I also get nothing. I don't know.
401 error.
Hey, I got notes. I don't know about you guys.
Can you paste a link to the notes?
Yeah, the external notes.
Oh, dude.
IRC.
I got notes, but it says nobody's here.
Oh, someone had to create it first, I believe. Okay, all right.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Your pad not working?
There it is.
The pad's working. The pad's working.
Here today. We pulled the summit.
Someone turn off their video. Okay, I'm taking notes. So ideas for virtual charm schools. Okay. And IRC.
Yeah, Jose's just telling you where the link is, and the summit's broken.
Okay. All right. So.
Thank you, Jose.
Charm. Would you say charm tools? Charm
helpers.
Charm helpers needs a new session. And then I'm going to go back in time on what's available on Juju.Ubuntu. And then you guys tell me if we need a new version, because there's stuff in there still with like me and Clint hanging out. So Charm Workshop from OpenStack Summit 2013. Every time we do those, we record those. So I think we do those enough often. Getting started with Juju, April 2013. I just did that one this morning. Although I would like to redo it with a working local provider. Getting started writing charms. We're going to have a whole charm school tomorrow, so we'll get a new one of those. I'm cleverly reusing all of the sessions that we use for the online summit as well. You know what I mean? Charm tools. Last time we did that was June 2013. Do we need a new one on charm tools?
No, not much has changed in charm tools. When we're landing new features, we should do a charm tools again, but we haven't landed those yet.
Okay. Juju events in depth.
What?
Juju events.
Isn't that this?
No, Juju events, like events in Juju, like you run.
Oh, the event chain.
Yeah.
Let's do that and put towards the bottom.
Right. Do we know when that's landing?
We're landing a bunch of new stuff in the event wheelhouse in the next couple of weeks/months.
Yeah. I can't call it Juju events though, because people will be confused with this. So
do it. Call it the Juju event queue or something. Put another word at the end of that. It is. It's the event queue.
And then I'll put
like hooks, actions, and
yeah. Actions is hooks, actions.
Juju run.
Fancier.
Everything was there, yeah.
Got it. Let me put needs to wait for things to land. Do it last.
Do it now.
Local provider. We just went through the troubleshooting, so that's not a problem. Bundles. Not much has changed there. Using charm helpers, we already get that one. Amulet tests. What's the date on this one? That was just the other day.
Yes, it was.
That was March.
Mostly still up to date.
Was that a reference to the amulet one? Because that was just last summit.
Right. I don't think we can do the new amulet stuff until we get that.
Until we define what the new amulet stuff is.
Right.
Yeah. So we know we need right away is Juju charm helpers and stuff, and considering that we're putting all this stuff from here, Vagrant, we're going to basically do it again this week. I say we just record them both. Is there anything that we are missing that we need to go over?
I don't know, I'd be curious what, I mean, I'm trying to think. I still want
big data. We're doing big data on Thursday. So.
Can we do one about Juju relations and how those work in depth?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
One of the big questions we get is, what exactly happens when you add a relation?
Okay.
So maybe even just like a 20, 30-minute charm school about the whole event loop for relations would be good.
Okay.
Admittedly, it took me over a year to finally comprehend what was going on behind the scenes.
Okay. Got it. What else?
We could always do another best practice one.
Juju best practices.
Especially now that we have a lot of cool new best practicey stuff landing in core.
Ooh, like what?
Like zones? Availability zones?
Ooh.
Yeah. Feel that little tingle? Feels good.
Yeah. Can I get cross-environment relations yet?
Yeah, no. Not yet.
Sorry, had to bring that up. I know it's a pain. That's exactly why I brought it up. Okay, so this gives us 4. The Vagrant. Let's do. I want one on Azure. I'm gonna say Juju for a Windows shot. Chuck, you're gonna help me with this one. We're gonna do all Windows.
That's going to be difficult. I haven't done that yet.
I know exactly.
What's the date for that so that way I can be prepared?
I'm putting it in the bottom, but we.
When?
When does the Windows provider stuff land?
I do not know. That's those guys.
Yeah, those guys. I know we demoed it a bit at OpenStack.
Yeah.
There's some crumbs of that, but I don't think any of it's been released.
We should try to coincide when that lands so we can show a full Windows workload.
Yeah. Okay. So I will put here when backend lands. But if they say something like 12 months from now,
well,
then we're
right.
gonna do. Yeah. But we can certainly do. Like we have to show people how to install the stuff on Windows.
Now this is soup to nuts with Vagrant as well as the Juju binary.
Yeah, it will be doing that. So we'll have to do that. We'll do Azure. We'll do Vagrant in there so that they can kind of replicate what you get on a Unix box, but with the Vagrant box there, and then we'll push live to Azure, and then do stuff. So that should be okay. Let's see. Okay. That's, I believe, is all I have.
Right. I know we have one for like essentially what Juju Actions is with the event loop, but we should try to coincide charm schools with new major features landing in core. Just little quick like blobs about them.
Sure. As soon as I know what's landing, I don't know what's landing until tomorrow. When we go to this.
I used to not know, and then I subscribed to the new GitHub repo, and like I get emails about all these things that are being merged. It's awesome. It's a little overwhelming, but It's how I could like tell. I have like a pulse on the core processing paces.
Okay,
So
because I get. Am I getting those? I think I'm getting those. Because I was getting the Launchpad merge proposal ones. But those
I
were-
was too, but it was hard to say what those were. I don't know. I feel like just reading the ones from here are a little. It makes more sense for me because I used GitHub a lot before here.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm getting those.
Yeah, if
Where-
you just go to github.com/notifications and you're subscribed to Juju, just like a wall of stuff that they're merging. It's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
When we do the new charm ones, are we also covering the Launchpad review process as well, or no? Because I did a community outreach one going over the review queue, and that was good info. But I didn't see that we had one like that prior of how to actually get acquainted with the review queue, what the process is for submitting your charm, and what to expect.
We have a charm school on submitting it. It might not be in the videos page, but we have one. The process hasn't changed much since then. We just need to find it and get it.
Pretty easy. It's just pushing a branch. I mean.
Well, you say that, but I mean, if you're not familiar with Czar or Launchpad, it's really not that easy. It's not trivial.
Right.
Oh! I would just tell people.
As a dude that just helped some of our newer hires get started with that process, that was interesting to get their take on it. Because I myself am very familiar with GitHub too, and they kind of expected that same workflow, and it's not like that workflow at all.
Well, the charms are on GitHub now, so if you want to hook them up with that and then make mark.
No, well, it's easy with that one there, because that's still a very manual, tedious process to move merges from GitHub to.
Exactly. My idea is to make it very difficult enough for you to make you fix GitHub syncing. See what
Thank
I'm
you. I don't have enough work as it is.
No worries. I'm working it. doing the best I can to screw you. Okay, so that's enough for virtual schools, and of course, we can do on-demand charm schools for anybody who wants them. Actually, heads up, we might have to do one next week for the support guys, Marco.
Cool, I'm down.
Yeah, cool. But they are also going to go to the one tomorrow, so hopefully we'll get the easy stuff out of the way. All right, so that's that. Second, physical in real life charm schools. So I need to add these to the let's call these meat space charm schools. So first, Texas Linux Fest.
When is that? This Friday?
This Friday. Come on, come all. Come see Orange Box's power machines. I will deploy to the universe. I think I might do Azure as well. Cloud. I need to get with you guys offline. Do we have like an Azure account that we share, or what do we do?
Yes.
There's an organization that you join.
Okay. Is anyone have instructions on that? I think I'll PM that to me so I can figure that out. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Texas Linux Fest. Where else? We are going to be at OSCON, BOF. We are going to be at FlosseCon in wonderful Orlando, Florida. Not sure. We won't have a hard time asking for volunteers for people to go to Florida.
Usenix Configuration Management Summit.
Usenix Configuration Management Summit.
Yep. MongoDB World.
Chuck will be at MongoDB World. What else?
I could swing tickets, Steel City Ruby, but
You should go. You should try.
it's
Steel City,
going
Pittsburgh.
to take some people in the Pittsburgh Ruby community, by the way, guys. It's a little plug there.
Okay, cool. Wear a hipster hat. Don't forget. Is there anything else? Are we applying for FOSDEM again? I know that's usually in the winter.
Are we? We haven't been in.
You went to
FOSDEM
FOSDEM last time.
Yeah, I hope we are.
Yeah, that was a good one. That's the one where you went to Ghent, right?
Yes.
Camp and stuff. Yeah, we should definitely go to that again.
That was fantastic. The people at FOSDEM and Config Management Camp were so helpful and appreciative.
Excellent. Excellent. Any other events? Any local events here? Other than your local lug and stuff? You should be going to those anyway, talking about Juju.
CMU running OpenStack deployment with Juju, so those are going to be some charm schools.
That's going to be...
Those have yet to be scheduled, though. Those are pending.
Okay.
George, didn't you want me to go or do something with Nagios? I thought there was a Nagios.
Yep. Nagios conference.
That's in October, right?
That's in October, and we have been accepted, so that will be awesome. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. OSCON BOV Scales CFP hasn't opened. That usually opens towards the later end of the year. That's basically it for us, for our team. I know the core guys are going to different places, and Kapil's at DockerCon right now and whatnot. Okay. So I believe that's it. And as always, we'll keep submitting to physical events. So is that? Are we out?
Probably a good idea if the community knows of any events we could go to. Maybe.
Yeah, absolutely. If you want us to go to any events or submit, I know for one of these FOSSACon, someone saw Juju Charm School at OSCON and said, "Hey, would you submit one for my local conference?" So yes, we will absolutely. If you have a conference local to you and you want to get people interested, then by all means let us know. If you're working at a company or an organization and you want a charm school, we could certainly do that. We prefer to do those virtually. So if you can get some coworkers in a room, all that we ask is it's more than 2 people with a camera. We'll be more than happy to spin up entire teams with Juju stuff. So that's always been an open invite. You can always let us know either on the mailing list, the Juju mailing list, or #Juju on Freenode, or you can just mail me. I'm Jorge@ubuntu.com. And we'll be more than happy to give those to you. I think we've given some to LexisNexis, Cisco. There's quite a few.
Mm-hmm.
So those are certainly fun to do. If you pay for my flights, I will also go to whatever exotic location you want the charm school at. I believe. Marco, didn't you go to New Orleans or something?
Yeah, I went to speak at LinuxConf in New Orleans last year. That was a lot of fun as well.
Excellent. Lester, little John Mark Walker action?
Of course.
Yes. Always a good dude. Always. Okay, well that's it for events. I am hesitant to put these on the calendar. So what I'm going to do is send the virtual ones. I'm going to send those to the list, have people give us feedback on what they'd like to see, and then schedule maybe 1 or 2. Because what happens, we'll do a whole schedule for 6 months, and then it'll come and surprise us, and it'll end up being not topical anymore for what's hot in Juju in that time. So I kind of want to be flexible. I like how we've been doing where we're scheduling 4 or 5 weeks out, you know. So we'll see then. All right, if that's it, then we will see you guys tomorrow bright and early we have a charm school tomorrow all afternoon. It's going to be 2 hours, so let's try to bring all hands on deck. I'll try to make it. Let's make it so Marco doesn't have to talk 90% of the time. I think you guys have been around long enough where we can start to do more of the work as opposed to Marco.
Sorry, I like hearing my voice.
No. Well, I mean, we can maybe work on GitHub Sync instead. I believe.
Just have a session where we just sit and watch me code for an hour. That'll be great. That'll go over really well.
Okay. Well, we'll see everyone tomorrow.